This one, I'm not sure if I'm gonna save it. I'm only recording it because we have a level feeling of 8. Now, there's a bunch of mobs over here. They're nothing terribly difficult. They're like some illusionists, some rangers. Um, Easy enough to kill. There is a kobold pit, and the kobold pit can be really increasing a lot the danger, the level feeling. That's a unique. It is a very weak early unique that I can kill easily. The problem is that I haven't got to the mana to actually go through all of these, and it's annoying. I will need to do back and forth a lot. I did detect monsters over here. I didn't find anything that's grossly outside of the regular depth. Nothing here that's terribly worrying. This guy, I cannot kill him. He is very annoying. He can disenchant, he can shoot, he can confuse me. I will just avoid him. The idea here is just to get some assessment of the level. Oh, this is not good. I teleported back in the same exact place. Okay, a bit better. Let's run away. Try to recover mana. We did. 8-4. Okay. This is not worth staying here. As you notice, I can just walk past this guy. He's sleeping. He'll wake up in a little while, but by that time I'm gone. The one is kind of useless, but it is money, so picking it up anyway. Out. These are the orc uniques. You need to do this. Adzog, the one from the film, and Bolg. I think Bolg actually gives less experience points than Azog, but I think it's more dangerous. Yeah, definitely. He moves very fast. He'll move 2 full moves for each one of yours. He wakes up fairly easily. He'll chase you a lot. He can be very aggressive. It's very annoying. It's best to stay away from him and just kill him in another, 30 dungeon levels and see if he drops anything decent. Six. If it's a 6, chances are that it's got stuff surrounding it. I mean, if it's a 5-6, it's probably got some, bit better mobs around the object where I want to go. Lance weighs a lot. Don't pick him up. They weigh 30 pounds, so leave them on the floor unless they're really good. Okay, we have the first object that carries a bonus. It's got a +2. We'll see +2 to what? +2 to dexterity. Dexterity is generally associated with slay orc. Slay orc. And it also gives me resistance to lightning. As you see, these basic resists come everywhere. I'm gonna keep it because of the bonus. I am not going to drop the rapier. I'm gonna sell it. it's definitely not to the 6. This does not qualify as a 6 at dungeon level 25. It's generally not a good idea to be slowing down, but -1 or maybe -2, it's nothing tragic, okay? You at most will get a little bit of a difference, and you move 9 squares and they move 10. But for the first 9, you both move 1 each. Dagger of Frost. Still, this is only really just money. When you need to rest, try not to rest too close to the monsters or you'll wake them up. And you may notice that a lot of mobs tend to have like an element associated to them. So you can maybe have a dragonfly that spits poison. You do not want to try to kill it casting Stinking Cloud because it will obviously be resistant. The water hound that attacks you using acid attacks, obviously you cannot cast acid attacks to kill it. That's Azog. He's woken up. Unfortunately, I can't do anything except teleport away. I moved, let the guy follow me just because I want to see when there's one orc, there's always a million orcs. This line down here means that probably this is a priest pit, means that there's a square, a block of them. That can be dangerous. Let's just confirm. Yeah. Let's see what's in it. Okay, this isn't terribly dangerous. The thing is that, as you see, there's one type of mob here on the outside. There's a different type of mob, a bit more on the inside, and yet another one. These guys, the way that the pit is, depending on how deep they are, they can have maybe still the same mob on the outside, but then more dangerous mobs. And you can have a patriarch over there, and they can cast really dangerous spells, and it's too much for me to take. I have 100 hit points. 100 hit points will disappear in a second, and we really do not want to risk one of them saying the patriarch points his finger at you and yells die, and you're dead. Those things, they move really fast, but if you have Frostbolt, they're really easy to kill. And if the item is in the priest pit, and we can manage to clean the area around it, we may be able to, from a distance, kill them. It's still dangerous, especially because Azog has woken up, or Bolg has woken up, and he's gonna chase me through the whole freaking dungeon. This guy is, they cast well, and you just do not want to really, ignore them or take them too easily. there's also kind of an association between colors and stats. Like, I think that mobs that are red tend to affect your strength more often. I mean, to be honest, I haven't paid that much attention, but like the red... Ooh, another artifact. Okay, short bow turos. We call these stat sticks, and I'm gonna wear it now. Artifacts do not have old style curses. They may have modern curses which are negative, but then you just take it off. Only 2 objects in the game have a serious permanent curse, and those are the One Ring, so the Ring of Sauron, and the Crown of Morgoth. By the time you have that, it's gone. We call them stat sticks because a lot of classes will actually not use the launcher. Like a warrior can do 500-600 damage per round by melee, but only about 80 to 100 with even a good bow. They're not going to use it, but they still keep one because it may have other bonuses. Let's see if this one does. You've learned the rune of speed. You feel strangely quick. Okay, I get +2 speed bonus. Let's do some identifying. What can I say? We have resist poison, 2 points bonus to speed. Can never turn that down. Even though I have protection of fear, this will not override the fear that I get from the rings of escaping. I still don't have the rings of escaping. It's good of the bow to give me free action again. With these stats, per 2 damage and +8, it's really not going to be something that I can use to actually attack mobs with. But it's good. It's good. We can keep going down, or have we got enough to sell? Yeah, let's recall. We got a couple of scrolls. At this depth, scrolls can be read because there's very little that can hurt you. And ooh, scroll of banishment. Where did I get this? Found lying on dungeon level 24. Right, so the level before that, I have no idea how I got this. This is, for mages, you'll be able to cast banishment later on. It's a great scroll. It's not worth carrying around right now, but it will be part of the endgame tactic. You don't really need them, but they're great to have. And Holy Chant. Holy Chant is good, and we are still going to put it on the ignore list because it gives you a bonus that lasts very, very, very little. When you have a very high speed bonus and you can take many actions in a single turn, it's alright. We're not a combat class anyway. They don't bring any money when you sell them. To us, they're useless. Alright, let's go, let's recall. We got another piece of the puzzle. Fantastic. Well, I've literally turned off the other video a few seconds ago. I sold my stuff, I went to the black market, and the black market has a potion of intelligence. And we are totally going to buy it. Now, we did have a bit of luck because we found that book that sold for 13,000. And without it, we wouldn't have been able to buy it. We have 32,000, so we would have been around 20,000. But for a potion of intelligence is even worth like selling your shield of resistance, cloak of stealth, sell your ring of ice. Like the ring of ice right now, what it does is you can activate it and it shoots a ball. I don't really need this because I'm a mage, but if I completely run out of mana and I have one of those annoying hydras chasing me, I can use this one and it will kill it. It sells for about 900 gold. So if you find something and it's really good and you're almost there, you can sell stuff. In this particular case, I am going to buy it, and as we said, we have 48 spell points right now. We don't even have the ability to cast Teleport Other, but I'm not going to wait to show you. We need another 2 levels. Our Frostball is at 38. Let's try to find something here. Slow Monsters is at 27, so we have 138, 137. I'm going to drink this Potion of Intelligence. I gained 26 points. This is a solid roll, not like the 19 we rolled previously. The 6 will not matter until you get to 18.3. But my spell points have jumped up from 47 to 64. Again, we still are missing a few things that normally they're not there, but Helm of Intelligence they're easy to find, they're almost junk to a point. Weapons that give you a bonus to your intelligence are also fairly easy to find. We found the one that gives you the bonus to dexterity. We are in a good depth in the dungeon. I really do not want to go any lower because I don't have Teleport Other. I do not feel that I have enough mana to be able to handle difficult monsters. I do not want to be in a situation where there's an object that I want, but I don't have the means of getting the mobs away from it. So I'm going to stay shallow, look for maybe a second artifact lights. Most artifact sets tend to have between 3 and 4 lights, maybe 5, but generally at least 3 of them. They all tend to kind of spawn around the same depth, so we are going to look for those. What can I do? These videos keep coming. Okay, so from the previous video that I've shown you, my stats have changed. The 38 has gone down to 34. It's not a great jump. It will get better once we get those additional 4 points of intelligence, maybe even more than that. My 27 has gone down to 23. Right. I've looked at a couple of levels. There was nothing there, so I left. There was one of the caverns with the really, really big empty rooms. Those are horrible because you cannot hide, you cannot rest. I got here, I thought I was going to look for some lights, and we have a 9. When we have a 9, there's only one thing to do. Straight away, Potion of Enlightenment. This guy has this ability to teleport level, so I will immediately do a Frostbolt. Normally I use the auto-targeting. In this case, I'm not gonna waste any chances and just kill him like that. Okay. Right. I am going to go into the ignoring. So as remember is the equal sign next to backspace, item ignoring, go to scrolls and click on anything that you do not want. I do not want blessing, detect invisible, door destruction. I really don't need enchanted to damage or to hit. I don't need identify. I could sell them, but I do not want to have this in my not identified. And I can cast the spell anyway. Magic mapping is still kind of useful, but because I am now doing all of the ignores, I'm going to put it in there as well, and maybe I will change my mind later on. Phase Door, we can still use them. Satisfy Hunger, we have it as a spell. Teleport level, it's meant to be a useful scroll. A lot of experienced players say this is the most important thing because you read it and you're gone. But I do not believe that that is accurate. I do not want to leave a level. If I want to leave a level, I'll leave it on my own terms. So I'm not going to use that at all. And Treasure Detection, we don't need it because I bought one of those rods. The reason I did this is to make it easier to look at the scrolls. I am interested in, before going here and dealing with whatever monster is there, looking to see if anything else might be useful, because when you get a 9, it might be that you have your artifacts that are spawned here, but also something else randomly has spawned that has a very high value. Let's do the same for potions. We will not need Berserker Strength, Boldness. Cure Light Wounds, I might as well give them away. I've got 26 serious, 14 critical. So I can do this. No more Light Wounds, I don't want to see anymore. No Heroism, Infravision, Neutral Poison, Slime Mold Juice. They do not interest me. So that potion that was there was nothing. There was a potion there. Let's see if we know what it is. Oh, a crimson potion. That could be very important. It could be a potion of augmentation. That's out of depth. It could be a potion of experience. These things do happen. And Necrobreaker, this thing is fantastic. It's a breeder. Okay, it's called breeder because they breed quickly. Where does it say? It breeds explosively, so they multiply, and each one of them is worth 3.5 points. You think, well, that's not a lot. Yes, it is. And when you have a corridor like this, these are very easy to kill. You can just stay there, let them breathe, and then go, and then fall back, and then, and you get a shitload of experience from doing this. So I will leave it alone for the time being, and I may exploit him to go from level 21 to level 23 so I can cast Teleport Other. And look, this is a plain weapon, doesn't do anything, but in case I want to kill that monster, now I got something. I'm looking for, I want to see that cloak. If you're really paranoid, you can also do detect traps to make sure that there's no pits, the traps that make you fall to another level. These mobs, they also breed, and what they do is that they generate new items. These actually have drops, so you can let them fill in a whole corridor just to kill them, just so that you can look for new random drops. In this particular case, we're not going to do it, because we've got better things on our mind. Okay, this is cursed, and it's only vulnerability. I am dropping it. I hate Starlight with a passion. Don't ask me why, I just do. Mushrooms of emergency are useless. I should probably teleport right now. If I teleport, I'll go somewhere here. And I really need to see what those are. Let's see if I can... Do I see any monsters? I don't see anything particularly dangerous. No. I picked up the potion. You think, drink it. It could be something very important. I do want to do that. I am also kind of worried that, you know what, let's just drink it. Restore mana. I could have used that thing. These paralyze, but I have free action. These poison, but I have resist poison. Staff of Curing is completely useless. What is that amulet? Resist acid. Don't need it, I have resistance. So I don't need any of these guys. I don't need to deal with them. I could make a hole and go down and completely skip everything. I do not want these guys to burn my books. However, I do have resist fire, so it's less likely that that's going to happen. I did mention hellhounds earlier. Hellhounds breathe like strong fire, so they do burn more often than regular fire, and you still kind of have to watch out for them. They burned an unidentified scroll. That scroll could have been anything. Let's see if there's any monsters that can break the wall. Is there anything that can break the wall here? No. Okay, there's nothing that can break the wall. That means that I can take my time and look at the other things and see what they are. Ring of Lightning. I will wear it. I still the Ring of the Mouse. Normal sort of slay animal without the little symbol next to the name, so doesn't actually do anything. This is a good opportunity to ignore all average, so no special bonus objects. Armor of Resist Acid, could just sell it. Normal Flail, they do different, one for blunt weapons and one not blunt. And that's it. So whatever, oh, there's the 9. That's the 9. Mordekainen's. It's really useful to have. It allows you to do Word of Recall without having to carry the scrolls. These books are not destroyable by fire, so great. It's not really going to change my life because I will not be able to cast the spell at this level, but as we said, there's nothing terribly dangerous here. So I am very calmly gonna take my time. And the great thing about Stone to Mud is that when you cast it, you can be away. I have 21 points of mana left, and I'm gonna do what's sensible. I know there's nothing really that can kill me, but I will teleport away, rest, and then teleport again. These guys are, who cares about them? They're really not dangerous. I mean, the carrion crawlers, lifted right out of Dungeons and Dragons, they can be dangerous if you do not have, they're extremely dangerous if you do not have free action. But I do have free action, so they can't do anything to me. They can bite me, but literally they can bite me. You do need to learn which monsters are weak to what element. Like this air spirit, you use acid bolt to kill it. Dark red potion, crimson potion. Warrior ants, these ones that I'm killing, can be quite damaging. However, they are plus 2 dexterity. They use the same artificial intelligence as the wolves. So if you stay in a position where they cannot gank you, they don't charge at you. Because I have an artifact light, I can ignore the torch and choose all average lights. It will still allow me to select. If I find like the one that prevents blindness. That's good to have and good to sell. So 1700 gold, why not? This one does not have any magical bonuses, but is still unidentified. Only cursed items have 0 magical bonus, but have something to be identified. I have told the maintainer, the developer, you need to change this. Put him at like +4/+4, so that we cannot immediately tell, but he wasn't very receptive. Treacherous weapon curse does not in any way improve the value of the object. Slow descent is the same thing as free falling. I do not know why they use different terminologies. Let's throw away the ring of the mouse. Can't even sell it. Rapier of Slay Demons, again, doesn't have the kind of bonus that we're looking for. This is just a magical shield with no special abilities. We can ignore all shields that just have magical abilities. Ring of Dexterity. Ring of Teleportation. I am going to throw something away to pick that up. I'm going to throw away the potions, the Scrolls of Phase Door. They are vital, but I can cast Phase Door for 2 points of mana. And while you shouldn't really rely on that on a regular basis, I'm about to recall. So we are also going to read this enchantment. Yeah, let's enchant the one with the lowest value, +4. Restore mana, teleportation, away, go back to where we were. What is this? Incantations and illusions. This is worth a bit of gold. I will drop that book. This is not really worth the 200 gold, the annoyance of having to rebuy this again. So that's it. We're done. That's some mapping again. Did I? Sorry. I've wasted 2 Scrolls of Recall. I'm just really curious to see what this is. It's nothing. I will take the wand. The Ring of Teleportation is cursed in the same way that the Amulet of Teleportation is cursed, but it does give you +2 speed. It's kind of another version of the Ring of Escaping. Because it gives you speed, it actually sells for quite a bit of money. 884. Ring of Dexterity, we're never going to use it. We have these potions. We know that the 9 was that. Should we risk it? What I mean by risk it is that we picked them up deep enough in the dungeon that these could be, they're not brawn because we have one right there, so they're already identified. They're not intellect, but they could be potions of contemplation, potions of toughness, or potion of whatever the dexterity one is called. All those, they're not terrible, but I do not want to risk losing a point of intelligence. I don't need those stats. So I have the risk that if I sell them, I am going to lose something very useful. If I drink them, I can hurt my character. What I'm going to do is kind of in between. I will leave them at home. Probably never going to need these again. I will leave them at home if they are, for example, a potion of strength. Good, great. It's just a flat point of strength. And I sell it to the shop. To buy it back, I will need 8,000. I do not have 8,000, so I'm going to keep them until I can. I'm going to try to identify these wands. almost all junk. Clone monsters. I've heard people use it when they find a really good monster to clone it so they can kill two of them. That's not a terrible idea, but it's a waste of time. You know, forget about it. Just throw away the clone monster. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot buy this one, even if I sell my Mordekainen, and it may be even worth it. I'll explain. I'll explain what it is. Let me sell the stuff. Second. I have 5,000. If I sell more Mordekainens, it's 20,000 because the shop is capped at 20,000. This is a potion that does enlightenment, just like this one. It lights up the level, but on top of that, it does additional things. It's been changed, like many other things, over the years, and it used to identify everything that you had that was not yet identified, and also gives you +1 point of intelligence and +1 point of wisdom. Completely lights up the level, restores all your intelligence and then increases it, restores your wisdom and then increases it, detects all the objects, detects everything. So it's great because we really need that point of intelligence. We cannot afford it. I do want to disclose the descent. Where's the weaponsmith? I mean, I would need to sell the bow, and I do not want to sell the bow. I can sell the two rings. They don't give me enough money. I can sell the resistance. Together it doesn't give me enough money. I really do not want to risk it that much because we're level 22. And now we're almost to the point where we can cast Teleport Other. This is a spell I never cast before. I'm going to cast it. Bada bing. And here we go. We are ready to cast Teleport Other. Now, there's something about Mordekainen, and is that you need to be level 30 to cast Word of Recall. This is going to be just a paperweight for a long time. So, if I had another 10,000, I would sell it. I would sell it, and I will buy that Enlightenment for an additional point of intelligence. That's how important it is. But then again, the Deep Descent is great. These are key items for what we need. I have this stupid brawn that I really do not need. And I need a bunch of these. Oh, I need to buy more books. And we're going to leave it at home because we just don't need it.